deliver something for a passionate group of people.
Yes.
As someone who is so deeply passionate myself, I was so excited about that. I would so much rather have that than people who are indifferent.
Blasé.
And I'm really excited. But as I've gotten a little bit older, I'm lucky that I get to work in this industry, and particularly incredibly fortunate that I get to work in it this long. But I really want to work with people that are either immensely talented or people that I love and that I'm genuinely best friends with. And unfortunately, Hugh does not qualify as either of those. But
so I really look at I love a challenge though, and I'm just so proud of every bit of it. We went through a whole roller coaster of the human experience, and I'm very proud.
I mean, honestly, the way that I get into a character is through their style. So it was more about who Lily is that was so fascinating to me, is that she's a walking, talking contradiction, yet it's perfectly harmonious for her.
And there's another young guy, named Justice Smith in the movie, who's a phenomenal actor, and these two find each other.
About a month ago, this really hit home with me too. About a month ago, I was sitting in traffic, and I was just like jamming These Dreams by heart. Oh. I was killing it in the car. And there was just this busload of high school kids that were parked right beside me. I didn't even realize. I looked over and every one of their jaws were just on the ground laughing their friggin' guts.
Marvel Studios has always prided itself on secrecy, carefully guarding the plots and character reveals that keep fans endlessly fascinated. That's why the news that Marvel reportedly filed a lawsuit against Blake Lively and fired Ryan Reynolds from his iconic role as Deadpool hit Hollywood like a thunderbolt. Could the studio that almost never sues anyone really be taking such drastic measures? And why on earth would they risk losing one of their most bankable stars? The rumors began quietly, murmured in the corners of fan forums and entertainment news blogs. But as more information leaked, it became clear this was no ordinary controversy. The stakes were high, and the fallout could reshape the future of the entire Deadpool franchise. That's the puzzle we're about to unpack. The story revolves around accusations that Blake Lively, desperate to distract from her own backstage drama, leaked confidential Marvel secrets. Ryan Reynolds, who's been synonymous with the wisecracking anti-hero for years, allegedly played a role in helping cover it all up. As details emerged, fans wondered, was this the end for the beloved on-screen mercenary? Or would cooler heads prevail before Marvel's entire cinematic empire was rattled? Strap in, because this saga dives deep into creative disputes, personal feuds, and a studio's ironclad approach to protecting its multi-billion-dollar brand.
Ship with Baldoni, which was spiraling out of control.
But I was just tracking him down, and then I finally got to read the script, and the script was a thriller. So that was a little confusing to me because he's such a funny director.
Yeah.
And so
Marvel is no stranger to intense scrutiny. From high-profile casting announcements to surprise cameos, their every move generates massive buzz. But what's almost unheard of is the studio taking legal action against one of its own stars, alone someone as prominent as Blake Lively. Insiders say Marvel's CEO, Kevin Feige, personally signed off on the lawsuit, accusing Blake of leaking classified Deadpool material. The alleged leaks ranged from cameo appearances to major plot twists, all details that Marvel keeps under lock and key to preserve the fan experience. Why would Blake take such a risky step? Industry whispers suggest she aimed to pull attention away from a snowballing confrontation with Justin Baldoni, the director of It Ends With Us. By leaking Deadpool secrets, the theory goes, she hoped to divert the media's spotlight from her own disputes onto Marvel's upcoming projects. Yet, for a studio famous for controlling its public narrative, these revelations landed like a bomb. Reportedly, top executives felt betrayed and believed this breach could not go unanswered. If they let a major star walk free after compromising their intellectual property, what precedent would that set for the future? Marvel's position was clear. No individual was bigger than the brand. And if that meant publicly challenging a popular actress, so be it. Fans were stunned, but nothing prepared them for the next move. According to the same rumors, the studio decided that Ryan Reynolds, the very face of Deadpool, had stepped over the line by trying to shield his wife from the consequences.
a thriller.
It's a good next
and it's
bump.
it's really kind of over the top and campy and trashy and fun and kind of like my outfit, I guess.
Yeah. My relationship with my father, which was very complicated, and my dad was a very I come from a middle class kind of
blue collar home, and my dad was just of that generation where it's just like he was Clint Eastwood.
The next twist? Ryan Reynolds suddenly found himself in hot water. At first glance, it seemed unthinkable. Ryan wasn't just another cast member, he was Deadpool. He brought the character to life with irreverent humor, sharp wit, and an abiding love for breaking the fourth wall. Fans adored his portrayal, and Marvel reaped the rewards at the box office. But Marvel has always guarded its secrets vigilantly. The studio invests countless hours and millions of dollars ensuring that fans experience each plot twist and cameo fresh in theaters. So when they began piecing together the timeline of the leaks, Ryan's involvement raised eyebrows. Text messages suggested he might have helped manage the fallout from Blake's feud, possibly by controlling how and when specific information was leaked. If that's true, it could represent a significant breach of trust, especially in Marvel's eyes, where loyalty and discretion rule. Executives reportedly deliberated long and hard. Firing Ryan could jeopardize future Deadpool films, potentially alienate legions of fans, and even cause friction with other top-tier actors. But the worry was that if Ryan could no longer be trusted to protect the franchise's secrets, the very integrity of Marvel's production process was at risk. Ultimately, they made the call. A show of strength was necessary to prove that the studio wouldn't hesitate to protect its properties, no matter who was at fault.
I mean, look, most of the time when the movie is this much fun to make, you up bad.
Marvel Studios is known for its meticulous reputation management, and this scandal put their brand at risk like never before. With billions of
When the news broke, Marvel suing Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds possibly being ousted, social media went wild. Hashtags like #BringBackRyan and #SaveDeadpool started trending almost immediately. Fans who'd grown attached to Ryan's comedics brilliance voiced their outrage. Many argued that personal issues shouldn't cost an actor their defining role. In their eyes, Ryan was Deadpool, and losing him meant the end of a franchise they cherished. Other fans took a different stance, believing Marvel was well within its rights. After all, they argued, the cinematic universe depends on airtight secrecy. One leak can ruin surprise cameos or meticulously planned crossovers that require years of planning. If any actor, no matter how famous, put that at risk, the studio had no choice but to respond forcefully. Entertainment headlines piled on, speculating about the potential legal consequences for Blake and the monetary fallout for Marvel. The story splashed across tabloids, late-night talk shows, and every corner of the internet. Meanwhile, insiders whispered that this crisis was just the tip of the iceberg. Marvel might be bracing for even more revelations to surface as the lawsuit moved forward, assuming it actually made it to court.
The idea that people think that they know you, I think because of the how intrusive media is these days, there's people care so much more about your personal life than they do.
It didn't take long for commentators to draw parallels between Blake Lively's predicament and other high-profile scandals. Some compared the situation to Amber Heard, another actress whose legal dramas overtook her Hollywood reputation. In these controversies, stars once seen as sympathetic figures found themselves painted as manipulative or even deceitful once all the evidence emerged. This comparison might...
It's how he communicated.
Okay, gotcha.
I think people tell themselves stories, and this sort of comes back to your worldview that you just mentioned about.
Ryan Reynolds' dismissal from Deadpool shocked fans worldwide.
Ryan Reynolds has always had a gift for social media. His quick wit and self-deprecating humor made him an online favorite. Yet in the midst of these swirling rumors, he said next to nothing beyond a carefully worded statement acknowledging Marvel's decision. He expressed gratitude for the opportunity to play Deadpool, sidestepped any direct references to Blake's legal troubles, and avoided going into the gritty details. Naturally, that silence only fueled speculation. Some believed Ryan was strategizing for a future comeback, quietly working behind the scenes to negotiate. Others assumed he was staying loyal to Blake, hoping that the lawsuit might fade away and Marvel could change its mind. Still others insisted that Ryan might be genuinely caught off guard, uncertain whether speaking out would worsen the couple's situation. Whatever his intentions, fans saw a stark contrast between the wisecracking jokester they knew on screen and the tight-lipped figure he'd suddenly become. That gap left more questions than answers. Was Ryan scared of crossing Marvel? Did he fear damaging his own reputation further? Or was he simply trying to maintain privacy during a deeply stressful moment for his family?
There's Will Ferrell as well. That's a guy that I mean, my entire life, I feel.
Ryan Reynolds' departure marks a turning point not just
With Ryan's future in doubt, many fans can't help but ask, can Deadpool survive without the actor who redefined the character? Marvel has never hesitated to recast pivotal roles when necessary, but Deadpool was special. Its success hinged on Ryan's comedic charm and dedication to the role. For years, he championed the character, pushing to get the project greenlit when few believed an R-rated superhero movie could succeed. Now that everything has changed, the speculation is rampant. Some wonder if Marvel might do a soft reboot, introducing a new anti-hero who inherits the Deadpool mantle. Others believe the studio will eventually patch things up with Ryan if cooler heads prevail. Yet the uncertainty alone signifies a massive shift. The Deadpool brand, once considered bulletproof, is suddenly in limbo. As for Blake Lively, her legal battle could reshape how studios handle leaks, especially from insiders. If Marvel's lawsuit proceeds, it may set a new precedent. No matter how famous, no star is exempt from accountability for revealing top-secret information. And in the background is Justin Baldoni, whose feud with Blake set this chain of events in motion. Will he address the drama publicly, or stay focused on his own projects? Ultimately, this story goes far beyond one actress, one director, or even one actor's dismissal. It's a reminder that in Hollywood, secrets hold tremendous power, and when they're weaponized, intentionally or not, the consequences can be enormous. Fans who once laughed and cheered for Deadpool are now left wondering if their favorite merc with a mouth can return unscathed, or if the brand will be forced to reinvent itself. Only time will reveal the full truth behind these allegations, the hidden motivations, and whether redemption is in the cards for Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, or even Marvel itself. For now, we're left with questions, swirling rumors, and a striking demonstration of what happens when a carefully guarded world collides with scandal. One thing is certain, the ripples from this saga will be felt across the industry for a long time to come.
And you said it just earlier, but I wanted to go back on that. You think that this might be the greatest film that you've